So, there was a report that the Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, and Clippers were interested in Siakam. And obviously, the big thing I think is if the Raptors want to trade him. And I don't really think they do. They've obviously said publicly that they're building around Van Vliet, OG Anunoby, and Siakam. So it doesn't seem like they're desperate to get rid of him. But then again, there have been rumors that they're at least listening to trade offers, and they did draft Scotty Barnes, who is a player who plays a similar position to Siakam. I do think Barnes, Anunoby, and Siakam could play together, and I think that would be just great defensively. But, I think Siakam trades are at least something worth talking about. And out of those three teams, I think the Warriors are probably the most interesting just because they have the assets to do it. Between Wiggins would obviously be the contract in the trade, and then they would have to throw in some young players and picks as the Raptors aren't doing Wiggins for Siakam straight up. So Siakam, he obviously had that great year 2 years ago where he made All-NBA second team, I believe it was. Which is just very, very impressive. It might have been third team, though. I don't quite remember, but he averaged like 23 points a game. The efficiency was good. It was his first year as the number one option without Kawhi, and he led the Raptors to the second best record in the NBA. But then there was obviously the shutdown, and he really struggled in the bubble and was not good in the Celtics series where the Raptors were eliminated. And then after that, the Raptors play in Tampa, and, the numbers don't look bad. They're pretty similar to the year before, actually. But, just by watching, you could tell, like, down the stretch, the energy, the three-point shot was a lot worse. And, nothing was right for the Raptors last season. So, the question is if Siakam can return to what he once was. And I think he can. I think probably back in Toronto can definitely be a good team and be a playoff team in the East. I think they're somewhat underrated. For Siakam, I mean, he's become more of a playmaker. Averaged 4.5 assists last year. Can get about a steal and a block a game. Can score low 20s in points. Decently efficient. Obviously, the 3-point shot was below 30% this year, but the two previous years it's been around 36-37%. So I think at least league average in that area. And I think for a team like the Warriors, also defensively, the fact that he's 6'9" and long and athletic and can switch on between multiple positions, I think that's a very attractive player for the Warriors. So if they could trade for him and he was available, I think it could be a good move. Obviously, if you're trading Wiggins for him, then, do you play him, Siakam, and Draymond as the front court with another wing player or even another guard? Or are you playing another center with those two guys? In that case, the spacing is probably a little bit worse. There's obviously with the Warriors, it's, how healthy Klay Thompson is going to be too. That's a big question. It should take him a bit of time to get back into NBA basketball. So, yeah, I think that's also an interesting question for the Warriors. So, we'll have to see. I think if the Warriors can trade Wiggins and some stuff for him, I think it would be a good move. But I think for the Raptors, they might just want to hold on to him, especially, and that's what they've said. So, if I think of the Raptors a little bit more, I think they can throw out some really fun lineups with all the long wings they have between Siakam, Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, some of the bigger guys, Kem Birch, Precious Achiuwa. They have a lot of long, switchy players, and I see their identity being more defensive than before, especially with Lowry gone, and then just having enough playmaking and creation between Van Vliet and Gary Trent Jr. and Siakam, I think, should be enough to definitely be contending for the playoffs. So, yeah, if I think about the Kings, I think they're probably... I've seen Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley for Siakam trades, and I just don't see the Raptors doing that at all. They already have Gary Trent, so they don't really have a need for Buddy Hield. And then Bagley, I think Bagley sort of a lost cost. I think the Kings, I thought they might have traded him for like a second this offseason, but maybe it'll just be next offseason. They just don't match in restricted free agency. So that deal doesn't really work for the Raptors, in my opinion. For the Kings, that'd be great, but I just don't really see it. And then if it's a Fox deal, then, are the Kings really doing that? Are the Raptors, you get Fox, but you already have Van Vliet. Does it really make sense for either side? I'm not too sure. I don't really think so. So Kings deal is just tough to work out unless the Kings just really, really want him and are willing to give up Fox. Or, if the Raptors want to trade Siakam, I think they can definitely get a better offer than Hield and Bagley and picks. And then the Clippers, they just don't have the assets. I mean, it's not really worth talking about. In no scenario can this one happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I still think Siakam's a very good player. I think he'll get back to close to what he was before. I believe in that. So we'll just have to see what happens when he's healthy and when the Raptors are in a better situation and he's in a better situation. I think the Raptors should look to hold on to him, and I don't think he'll be traded unless the Warriors come in with a mega offer. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more NBA content, and I'll see you guys next time.